This is the first book in a fantasy series, in a distant future where magic is nothing more than a fairy tale and technology rules all. 7. Ella lives a sheltered life in the city of Eos with her little sister Iris and their grumpy but lovable robot butler Gideon, while other kids her age are out exploring the sprawling network of floating platforms and derelict spaceships that litter the galaxy. Ella spends her days tinkering in her makeshift workshop, building gadgets out of scrap metal and discarded tech. She dreams of one day becoming an engineer and leaving Eos to explore the universe. But she's content for now to stay close to home, where she feels safe and protected from the dangers that lurk beyond their humble abode. That is, until everything changes one fateful day when Ella stumbles upon a hidden cache of mysterious artifacts, unearthing a dormant power that has lain dormant for centuries. What Ella doesn't know yet is that she's descended from a long line of powerful sorcerers, and she's just awakened the last ember of their magic, a mystical energy source that could save or destroy the entire galaxy. Soon, dark forces are on her trail, hunting her down to steal this power for themselves. And Ella finds herself on the run, forced to flee Eos with her robot butler in tow. Along the way, she meets some unlikely allies, like Kato, a rogue artificial intelligence who goes against his programming to help her out, and Cassian, a fallen knight who was once a legendary hero, but has since been stripped of his powers and haunted by a tragic past. Together, they set out across the fractured kingdoms of this futuristic world, searching for a way to restore Ella's magic and protect her from those who would seek to exploit it. But Ella is not the only one with designs on the Last Ember. A sinister cult known as the Veiled Hand is also searching for her, believing that her power can be used to resurrect their dark god and bring about a new age of chaos and destruction. Led by the enigmatic and ruthless Cyrus, the cult will stop at nothing to obtain the Last Ember and bend its power to their will. And as Ella grows more powerful, so too does Cyrus's obsession with capturing her alive, believing that she is the key to unlocking the full potential of her magic. As Ella journeys across this fantastical landscape, she uncovers more about the true nature of her powers and her connection to the ancient sorcerers who wielded them in ages past. She learns that the Last Ember is not just a source of energy, but a sentient being trapped within her, whispering secrets and guiding her towards her destiny. Meanwhile, Cassian struggles to come to terms with his past, as he tries to protect Ella from harm, while Kato grapples with his own internal conflict as a rogue AI, seeking to break free from his programming to help those he believes in. One thing I really love about this story is how it seamlessly blends elements of science and sorcery. Magic is not seen as inherently good or evil, but rather as a force of nature that can be harnessed for either purpose, depending on the intentions of those who wield it. This is reflected in the characters as well, who are all complex and morally ambiguous, making for a richer, more engaging story. For example, Cassian may be a fallen knight, but he's still honorable and just, even if he doesn't believe he deserves those qualities anymore. Similarly, Kato may be a rogue AI, but he's also capable of great compassion and empathy, even if he's not supposed to feel those things. Another thing I love about this story is the world building. The author paints a vivid picture of a future world that's both familiar and strange, where towering megacities reach for the sky and derelict spaceships litter the galaxy. At the same time, there's a sense of wonder and magic in the air, even in the most mundane of settings. For example, the bustling marketplace of Eos is filled with exotic foods and strange creatures from distant worlds, while the crumbling ruins of an ancient city hold secrets that could change the fate of the galaxy. The pacing of the story is excellent, keeping you engaged from beginning to end. There's always something happening, whether it's a thrilling action sequence or a surprising plot twist, and the ending is satisfying without feeling rushed or forced. Overall, The Last Ember is a fantastic start to a new series. It's a story about hope and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds, about finding strength in unexpected places, and about the power of believing in yourself even when no one else does. If you're a fan of epic fantasy adventures with a sci-fi twist, then this is definitely a series you should keep an eye on. Anya and her family have always struggled to make ends meet, scraping by on her father's meager earnings as a fisherman. Life is tough in their small coastal village, especially after a recent storm destroyed many of the boats and nets, leaving the villagers with little to fish and little to sell. But for Anya, there's another problem. Her younger brother, Dmitri, has been acting strange lately, spending long hours alone in the forest and coming home with scratches and bruises that he won't talk about. Worried for his safety, Anya confides in her best friend Kalia, who suggests that they sneak into the woods and try to find Dmitri before he gets hurt. As the sun sets, Anya and Kalia set off into the forest, following a trail of broken branches and disturbed earth that leads them deeper and deeper into the unknown. They call out Dmitri's name, but only silence answers them. And as the darkness closes in, they begin to lose hope. Just when they're about to turn back, they hear a noise in the bushes and suddenly a wild dog appears, growling and baring its teeth. Terrified, Anya and Kalia try to run, but the dog is quick and agile, dodging around them and nipping at their heels. And just when it seems like all hope is lost, a figure emerges from the shadows, driving the dog away with a simple command. Relieved and grateful, Anya and Kalia turn to thank their savior, and that's when they see him clearly for the first time. Tall and muscular with tousled black hair and piercing green eyes, he looks like a mythical creature from the old folk tales, powerful and dangerous, yet strangely captivating. He introduces himself as Ren, a lone wolf who lives deep in the forest, and explains that he chased the dog away because it was getting too aggressive. But as Anya and Kali prepared to leave, Ren stops them, sensing that something is wrong. They tell him about Dmitri and the strange occurrences that have been happening since the storm, and Ren offers to help them find him. Though skeptical at first, Anya and Kalia agree to let Ren accompany them, hoping that he might actually be able to help. Together, the three ventured deeper into the forest, following the trail of clues that Dmitri has left behind. But as they go, it becomes clear that Dmitri isn't just lost in the woods. Someone or something is watching them, lurking in the shadows and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the danger grows, so does the tension between Anya and Ren, who find themselves drawn to each other despite their differences. Anya is initially wary of Ren, assuming that he's just another troubled young man who's lost his way in life. But as they work together to find Dmitri, she begins to see that there's more to him than meets the eye. He's strong and resourceful, yes, but he's also kind and compassionate, qualities that she didn't expect to find in someone like him. Meanwhile, Ren is equally intrigued by Anya, who represents everything that he's given up on in life: hope, innocence, and love. As they spend more time together, he finds himself opening up to her, revealing the pain and loneliness that have shaped him into the man he is today. The attraction between them is undeniable, but it's also dangerous, threatening to consume them both and destroy everything they hold dear. Will Anya and Ren be able to overcome their differences and work together to save Dmitri? And what secrets is Ren hiding, and how will they impact his relationship with Anya? Find out in the next installment of this exciting new series.